So what if he wants to play Professor X? Okay, yeah, like last time I checked, like he did. Who said that playing Professor X is based off of should only be a white actor? Of course, if you don't follow comic books, Professor X is a real popular character from the X-Men series. He's basically the founder of. He's the one who created the X-Men team. If you read comic books, everybody knows who Professor X is because like for the last, especially like those who don't read comic books, for the last 20 years he was played by the legendary British actor Patrick Stewart. Okay, like of course Patrick Stewart, who's played is known for playing him in the movies, but of course like as time goes, people go move on, retire, go to venture to other stuff, blah 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 blah, yakety yakety, and and then there's other people who come along and want to show interest in playing a certain iconic character. Professor X is an iconic character, but like and like the recent actor who said he wanted to play him in a movie was this dude right here, Giancarlo Esposito. Giancarlo, he's black. If I'm not mistaken, he's black and Puerto Rican. But he plays more black characters than he does Latin characters, even though he's half Latino. Well, anyways, he recently met up with Marvel and said he's showing interest in playing Professor X. And you know why he did that? Because Professor X is originally based on a black man. For those who don't know, Stan Lee created the X-Men in 1963. During that time, civil rights civil rights was making moves, and tensions were coming at an all-time high. And like Stan Lee had thought up an idea like making a series about a group of people who were born different from society and were automatically considered natural outcasts because they were born different. These people were born with powers compared to regular human beings who weren't born with powers. And due to the fact that they were born with powers, those who were regular humans hated and feared these people, primarily because they were jealous because they didn't have powers like them. So therefore, they went out of their way to try to hurt them, harm them, even kill them. That's what the story about the X-Men is based off of. It's based off of black people, African Americans, foundational black Americans who were hated and discriminated simply due to the color of their skin. And like it's a protagonist and an antagonist in the X-Men story. Professor X and Magneto. Professor X wants to coexist and live peacefully with the humans who wanna harm and kill him and put his head on the stick. And then you got Magneto, who's also a mutant. He's good friends with Magneto, with Professor X, but he wants to stand his ground and defend mutant kind from being driven to extinction. He made it his lifelong goal to keep mutants from being wiped off the face of the earth by any means necessary. Okay. And Stan Lee created that character. He created those two characters based off of two iconic civil rights leaders, Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Yeah, that's who those two characters are based off of. Of course, but ever since the publication, the history of the publication, he's always been portrayed white. But as the decades go by, and society and the mainstream becomes way more diverse, they've gravitated in a lot of cases they've gravitated towards certain characters being played by different ethnicities, ethnic groups. Like they're gonna come out with a Wakanda Forever movie, and like the main villain is Submariner. Submariner. He's gonna be played by a Latino. The Submariner character was originally white, but yet he's gonna be played by a Latino in this movie. I'm not watching Wakanda Forever. For those who don't, if you're wondering, I'm not gonna watch that fucking movie. If they can't replace Chadwick Boseman, I'm not have another character playing T'Challa. I'm not watching it. Okay, but I digress. But like they've recently done this in these Marvel and DC movies. Have people of other races play play certain characters. Like in the Deadpool movie, Deadpool's a roommate, Blonde Owl, is played by a black woman when it's originally a white woman in the in the comic books. Just like in Doctor Strange, his main villain, his main enemy is a character named Baron Mordo. In the movies, he's black, but in the comic books, he's white. Just like they're coming along with Miles Morales and other black characters. Like they're not replacing the white characters; they're just gonna be different versions of them. But like a lot of fanboys are up in arms because Giancarlo Esposito wanted to play Professor X. Well, even though in the irony is Professor X is based off of a black man, but you don't want a black man playing this character. Come on now. That don't even make any sense. Yeah, like more. And then I saw the asshole Kevin Graveau. He was talking about Nance, who like Kevin Graveau, the cocksucker comic book writer who blocked me on social media because I asked him how to get into the comic book game. He was talking about, man, this ain't no good idea either. Really, dude? You black man, you blacker than him, but you talking about, man, this is not a good idea. Just keep it the way it is. Man, shut up. Kevin Graveau, like here's the thing, the biggest selling comic book character, for those who don't know, if you're wondering like where are the black superheroes, just keep this in mind. The biggest selling comic book character of all times is Spawn. Spawn is based off of Al Simmons, a black man. Yes, the biggest selling comic book hero of all times is based off of a black man. For those who don't know. Well, anyways, like, yeah, Kevin Graveau talking about, man, that's not a good idea. Man, like, yeah, man, shut up. I don't even pay attention to him, but I digress. But like, if he want to play Professor X, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Young, this man, he's one of the best actors ever. He doesn't get his due credit, but Giancarlo Esposito is one of the best actors that have come along within the last 50 years. He will play an excellent Professor X. I don't care what nobody says. But like that's all I gotta say for this video. If you like, share, and subscribe, and run till that.